Now, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, is in Kano State ahead of the party's mega rally. And as part of activities before the rally, the APC candidate paid a courtesy visit to the palace of the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, to seek his prayers and blessings ahead of the polls. Tinubu said the visit is out of his respect for the traditional institutions in Nigeria, while promising to work with the state to change Kano from a commercial city to a mega city if elected president. He also appreciated the emir for his deliberate efforts to sustain the existing peace in the state. Now, national women leader of the All Progressives Congress, that's Betaju, says women and other party members of the South-South region are ready to vote for the party's presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, come 25th of February. Betaju stated this in her Adadama country home of Abi local government area of Cross River State when she hosted over 2,000 APC women for the new year. Mrs. Eju charged the women to go and collect their PVCs at the registration point, saying that is the only instrument for them to vote during the polls. She said Tinubu has assured to give women more than 35% affirmative action with tangible positions in his government if elected.
Elections are based on every single person collecting their PVCs and going out to vote. We have a strong candidate, the best on the ballot, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and we want every Nigerian woman to go out there, get your PVC and vote for him. That way, we can have a seat on the table and we can have a 35% affirmative action. Beyond that, we'll be financially empowered and grassroots women will be better off for it. So everyone go out, get your PVC, and come and vote for a party that will truly represent you.
Determined to ensure the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, emerges victorious at the poll in February, a support group for the actualization of the Tinubu-Shettima project, BAT Ambassadors, is leaving no stone unturned in its mandate. The group, also known as Bola Ahmed Tinubu Ambassadors for Nigeria's Greatness, BANG, disclosed that the decision to engage the Islamic faithful on the project was based on the need to further raise the consciousness of Muslims about participation in politics.
The best man for the job. And we are bold enough to say we've assessed all the candidates and we believe that he has what it takes, the maturity, the experience, the international recognition, and all what you need to rule the largest black nation on earth.
Muslims should partake in it so that we can therefore be part and parcel of governance. Because when you are not part and parcel of governance, then any type of government, you are under the government. So this is why we put this group together today.
This BAT ambassador is out to go and hunt for those who are not coming out to vote. Those who have lost hope in governance. Those who doesn't believe in the government again. Those who felt that the government is just using them to butter their bread. We want to bring them out and give them a renewed hope.
The crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party lingers. The Chief Press Secretary to the Delta State Governor, Olusai Fiajika, in reaction to Governor Nyesom Wike's statement of betrayal, says there is no disloyalty by his principal in supporting the PDP presidential candidate and accepting running mate's position. Mr. Fiajika, who spoke to journalists in his office, said the resolution of the Southern governors over zoning of the presidency to the South does not in any way supersede their party's new zoning decision reached by leaders, including the PDP Southern governors, towards the conduct of the presidential primary.
Our governor, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okonwa, did not betray any agreement. No agreement to our knowledge was reached. For us to come out and be part of this contest and win, particularly, we think we should open the space, and nobody objected to it. No governor of PDP objected to it. No senior member of PDP raised any voice against it. We're asking, the question is, where were these governors? Where were these governors when the autumn committee presented this report?
Business news. President Muhammadu Buhari earlier today signed the 2023 budget of 21.83 trillion naira, along with the 2022 supplementary appropriation bill into law. This comes 6 days after the National Assembly passed the bill, which indicates an increase of 1.32 trillion naira from the 20.51 trillion naira budget proposal of the president. Now, barely 24 hours after the budget was signed by the president, reactions have continued to trail this development, as economic analysts express concerns about the country's rising budget deficit amidst consistent weak revenue performance. Speaking earlier today on TVC News' flagship business program, Business Nigeria, the fiscal policy partner and Africa tax leader at PricewaterhouseCoopers, Mr. Taiwo Idele, noted that the 2023 budget will further amplify the troubling fiscal outlook for the economy.
The lawmakers, in their wisdom, decided to jack up the already heavily deficit finance budget to be for 2023 by about 1.3 trillion. And I was reading the press release by the media aide to the president, saying that, again, the lawmakers have added over 700 billion in their own constituency projects, which Mr. President had said before that it needs to stop. In addition to that, they've increased a few things here and there. So, unfortunately, even the original budget presented by Mr. President had a deficit finance of about 10.7 trillion. What has happened now is, essentially, the lawmakers have increased that deficit to about 12 trillion naira. You also need to bear in mind that also today, Mr. President signed the supplementary budget for 2022 into law as well, which means, and that's almost 1 trillion, I think 800 and something billion naira. So when you add all of that together, it gives a lot of concerns for someone like me, knowing that our debt is going to rise even further in 2023, on top of what we already have, which is high. And even more concerning is the cost of servicing that debt. As of last year, the first 6 months, the federal government spent more than 100% of its revenue to service debt. Interest rates continue to rise, debt continue to increase. It means that unless anything transformative happens to our revenue this 2023, we're going to have far more than 100% of our revenue at the federal level being used to service debt. And that's not a good way for an economy that you're trying to get to the path of development, to spend money on other more productive human capital related infrastructure and reforms in different ways that we so desperately need.